Okay, so let's have a look at these pencils. Oh my god, look at how gorgeous they are. So these are the colors, and you get a really nice selection. You get 72 in this pack, and they're oil based. Granted, this paper is very smooth, so I do wonder how it's gonna do on more softer paper. I think they're gonna be even nicer, and yeah, I'm so excited to try them out. My knowledge on pencils is very limited, so I'm always so excited to test out new pencils. I'm excited for these colors as well. I really enjoy these greens, of course, these brownie greens. You also get a gold and a silver, which is very unexpected, but also probably would never use them. And yeah, I do want to try out some of the pinks and stuff and see how they layer with alcohol markers. I do also want to test them out on other things, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. I like the colors. I do wish there was more like muted, more like, I don't know how to explain, but like more muddy colors. Maybe that's a perfect word to say. I feel like these are very bright and stark colors. But yeah, I'm gonna use a couple to do some line art. I'm gonna do some sketches. I don't know if I'll leave any footage for you guys, or I'm gonna come back with it with some sketches. I'm just gonna do some random drawings and we can test these beauties out. I love them already. I chose these colors because they're light enough, but also they've got some nice colors to them, and I'm really excited to see how they do on this paper. So yeah, look at the ends on these. They're gold. How fun is that? They would definitely stand out in a pot of different pencils. Okay, this is what I have drawn. I sketched all of these over the space of a few days, and now I'm gonna color them in. I'm gonna use alcohol markers and these lovely pencils. I'm gonna use these two sets because I don't think I've gotten enough justice out of them, and I wanna use some of the mini brushes instead of the big one. I wanna see what I can make with them. Okay, I'm gonna start with the thistle in the middle because I feel like that will be the nicest thing to work with. I'm gonna go in with these purples. Nothing too complicated, just a little bit, and then to darken up some of them, go over it again, a little bit of this darker one. Okay, I also wanted to bring in these greens. I got these two, and I'm gonna just go over. So I'm gonna go in with this purple. So my plan is, of course, to go over these with pencil so I can bring in more variation in textures and things and make them super pretty and nice. Okay, that's cute. I think I'm gonna do the same here. Cute. I like that. Okay, so for this next one, I'm gonna go in with browns and greens so that they kind of, because it ends there so it doesn't overlap with the green from the shape. And I'm also gonna do it the opposite way. And then these little squares I'm gonna fill in the opposite way. Okay, these are the colors that I'm gonna do for the next. And then I'm gonna go in with this lighter one here. And then I'm gonna pop in this orange here. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with the face next. This one might go bad, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna bring in different colors. I'm gonna bring in some like skin tone colors and stuff so that I can actually color it in. And then, what did I have now? Primrose, some like yellow shade. For the hat, I'm gonna go in with the darkest color. I'm gonna leave the edges and see if I can. Okay, kind of like that. And then with a lighter color, I can go in to the edges and kind of, to be fair, it did spread a little bit, so covered up a little bit too much than I wanted. Cute. And then for the hair, I'm just gonna go in with the brownish shade. I'll figure it out after with the pencils as well. I kind of wanted to go really dark, like black for the hair, but I don't want it to clash too much with the... Okay, I'm loving that. And then I'm just gonna color in some of these like circles in the background. I don't really know what I was meaning to do with them, but I kind of just want to fill them in a little bit. Might do this with the hair as well. Now I'm worried that it's gonna look like the hair. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same for this. I wanted to have like little bubbles like coming off. I don't know, I genuinely don't know. I can't tell you why I did them, but they kind of fit, right? Kind of look cute. Do the eyes, and then I'll bring in the pencils after and figure it out. I want to add like a slight highlight here. And for the next one, I'm actually just gonna do the mushroom. I think it would be cute. And you know what? If I go over some of these little white spots, technically, I can just fill them in with some acrylic marker after. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, because this paper is actually really good for the alcohol markers I've considered. I've decided that this is actually really good paper because it does suck it in and it does spread a little bit, but it's not that crazy of a spreading. Does that make sense? Like, it's not the biggest. Some sketchbooks or some papers really do absorb a lot and it like spreads like a lot, whereas this one actually doesn't. It's pretty nice. I'm actually a big fan of this paper with alcohol markers. I didn't think it would be as good, but it's like, it's different than the marker paper. I wanted to use this paper because I'm going to be messing around with the pencils mostly, but this is a really nice way of using pencils, doubling it up with alcohol markers, because alcohol markers are great and when you use alcohol markers underneath, the pencils just like kind of slide over the top really nicely. And yeah, that's what I wanted for this. Okay, and then what do I do with the stars? I'm gonna do this one purple. Cute. Okay, and then the next ones will have to be the flowers, the little pansy flowers. I'm gonna go in with the greens in the middle, and then the flowers themselves I'm gonna do purplish, the purple lilacs. I think it'll be the most appropriate, something like that. And then I've got the pale lavender, which I'm just gonna color in, and then I'm gonna go in with the pale one here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this darker purple. I think I'm gonna go in the top and the bottom for this. Oh, you know what I forgot that I can do some of the colorless blending. Cute. Okay, something like that, I suppose. Okay, I'm coming in with a different purple. I've run out of purples to use. Okay, so next up I'm gonna do the landscape very quickly. I'm just gonna, I don't know, just put some colors in and basically hope for the best. I'm just gonna use the chisel side. So this is where I've left off. This is where I finished doing the alcohol marker coloring, and now I can finally focus on doing pencil. So let's get this bad boy back out and look at them again. We are gonna try and finish my drawings with the pencils. I find that this is some of the best ways of going about with alcohol markers. I find it really great that pencil layers over the top so nicely. So let's see how these ones do. I'm just taking them out of I'm just taking them out of the trays so that I can put them on my table easier. Start coloring in. So my color palette was very much greens, browns, and oranges, and I'm gonna keep it the same way, but obviously giving more tonal range between the colors of what I have from the pencils here. And yeah, let's see how well they do. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this purple, give some more definition. I'm excited because I love pencils, especially soft ones, and I have been having my eye on these for a while, and I was wondering how good these ones would be. As you know, on my channel, I've tried out 2 brands of pencils already, and yeah, I'm always intrigued about pencils because I do like using them to like prop up my textures when I'm doing stuff, especially with markers, and sometimes pencils are the only thing that will give me the texture that I want, and I'm so excited because these seem so nice already. When I was doing the pencil sketch first, I could already tell that these pencils are great. Not to be too rash, but I think these are the best ones that I've tried on my channel so far. Let's go on to the fish next. See how these pencils do quite well on even darker surfaces. You can tell that they're actually pigmented, so if I was to just draw on white, the color is actually there because it's pigmented enough, which is why sometimes I find that some pencils find it quite difficult to go over the top of darker colors, like for example markers, because they're just not very pigmented. And yeah, these pencils are actually really soft, and you don't have to put much pressure on your hand to be able to get something out of them. And I find that really difficult with some brands. And yeah, some brands are better than others. You'd be surprised. Even cheaper brands can be really, really good for the softness of the pencil, and then you'd think other brands who are more expensive would be even better than that, but actually sometimes that's not even the case. But yeah, even with this, like, it's quite pigmented. I'm really, really happy with these pencils. I'm definitely gonna use them. I think these are gonna be my new pencils that I'm gonna use because they're so nice. I haven't tried all of the colors yet, but I'm sure that they're actually better than the ones that I use currently. The ones that I've been using currently, I've actually struggled a little bit because they're just not very pigmented, the pencils themselves. And when I tried these in my little sketchbook just off camera, I was really surprised at how much pigment I was able to get off them just on little doodles and things. But yeah, I just find it really sweet that you can build up so many textures over the top of alcohol markers. And yeah, I've been wanting to make some illustrations like this for a while. I just never get around to it because I didn't have very nice pencils to use, but these ones are pretty good. They sharpen really nicely as well. The core is very soft, as well as the pencil itself. I mean, the core is not too soft. It's still quite hardy, but I haven't had any issues with them breaking or cracking. Even when I'm coloring and pressing down quite hard, I don't find them cracking off like some brands I've experienced, where when I'm pressing, because I have to press quite hard on them because otherwise the pigment's just not there. And I really don't like pressing too hard because I already struggle with my fingers and it just hurts after a while. So I'd prefer brands still soft enough so you can just draw, sketch with them without any worries, but that might also be why I don't really use pencils to process, but when I find a good soft pencil, I do really enjoy it. I'm really interested in these shades here, probably all of these ones here. I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna be like. I'm guessing pastel tones, I suppose. So I'm gonna try them out on the... I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen them. I keep this little cheap sharpener. I do want to get a better quality one because I do find that the blades wear out really quickly. It does the job for now. What I used to do is I used to use a crafts knife to sharpen my pencils, but I just find that it wastes too much actual pencil. So I'm just gonna sharpen these because I find that the markings here are quite dark, so I want to test out more of these light shades because I feel like that's where some brands really lack in pigment. I keep banging on about pigment, but I really do stand by that. I love this salmony color. What is this called? English Rose. Gorgeous. Oh, and to talk about the design of the pencil, I find that it's very simple and that's all you really need. I do think aesthetically some brands have really interesting elements to their pencils, but honestly all you need is the name, the number, and obviously what the pencil is, I suppose, so you can find it later on. But yeah, I like the simple design. I like the little gold detailing on the back. It's very interesting. Okay, that's better. Look at these gorgeous, gorgeous pencils. They're so nice. I love the selection of these colors. So let's see what I can cook up with these. I'm gonna go in with this light pinky salmony color. I really, really like this color. My idea is that I want to just bring in some textures. I'm not doing anything crazy. I kind of want to make it look maybe embroidered because these are like quilt designs, right? So I'm just going to bring in these lines. Okay, it definitely does show up, but it's not as pigmented on top of this really light purple. I think it looks pretty good even though it's very subtle. I feel like that added texture just kind of adds like an extra interesting element to it. Okay, the tip definitely broke off, but it's the least of my worries. I feel like that's given. I mean, it's the very tip of the pencil, right? I might bring in like a darker color for that middle bit. I'm gonna go in with this green. I like it. It turned out very pretty. Let's see how they do on this darker colors here. I love it. It does work and it's quite pretty. I wanted to try this like salmony, very pale pinky color on this one. I love this like French vermilion shade here and I think it's beautiful and it's very bright, so pleasantly surprised at how well it layers over the top and over this like purpley color. This one perhaps. Yeah, there I'm not pressing at all. It does very well. Yeah, I'm impressed with these pencils. They're definitely some of the better ones that I've tried. For this one, I don't think I want to do the same thing as all of them. I think I might just like do a little, I don't know, a little symbol. Cute. I think that's kind of cute. Let's test out this white. Let's try and differentiate around so maybe stand out from the background. Might be being a bit dramatic, but I think this is the best white pencil I've tried. Like it actually does something. I find that usually the white pencil never really does anything. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but like I said, the brands that I've tried have been very budget friendly, so I have never tried like the really expensive luminescence Prismacolors. I've never tried those pencils, so I can almost guarantee that those will probably blow me away one day, but I'm just, because I don't do pencils a lot, I'm not too like crazy about getting the expensive brands, but I would like to try one day and see what the real difference is. But for now, before I have been ruined by the really, really pricey stuff, this is really good. Like, that white actually is doing something. I can't believe this. I don't know if I've really tried white pencils before because they just never have any pigment to it, so I don't even bother, but I felt like this is probably the lightest color that I can do here, and I kind of wanted to go around to see if I can differentiate, and actually it's working. Okay, I'm gonna bring in some more purple. Whoa, this one is very pigmented. Yeah, that's the thing. The darker colors, I suppose, are easier to bring pigment into, whereas the light shades, I feel like it's always the case across most materials. I feel like the lighter colors always are like harder to make up. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. It's just my theory. I need to look into it maybe. Then I can give you the facts, but don't take my word for it. Don't really know what to do for these little like leafy bits, but hoping if I just outline them they'll look okay and finished maybe. Who knows? I think I might do some more coloring on the leafy ends, the purple, but I don't really know what to do for that either. I didn't plan this piece out at all. I was just going with it to see where it would end up, and I like what I'm looking at. I think I might bring in that same darker color shadow, maybe do dots, something like that. I don't know, something to make them stand out a bit more, maybe match the tips of the thistles. Okay, so I'm excited, but I'm also really nervous about the girly's face that I'm gonna try, but here we go. Better to start now than never, right? I'm gonna go in with this brown, or maybe this purple, give it more of a, oh yes, look at that. Oh, I love the brown and the purple combo. Gives it like a nice, I didn't expect it to look this good, but again, pencils are so magical. So I messed up a little bit on the chin with the alcohol marker, but oh my goodness, this combo looks so good. Oh my god, I love it. It's like this, what is this called? Watermelon. Cool. Okay, I'm also gonna go in with this brown into the hair. I think I can maybe build some texture with pencils for the hair as well. Cute. I love it. Okay, definitely want to give her some cheek color. Maybe a bit more pink. Some of this maybe as well, some red. This one is Geranium Lake. I'll give it a sharpen. Some little like messy lashes. Bring this red into the eyebrows. So I need to do some more shaping for the nose. Maybe for the lips as well. Top lip is usually darker than the bottom, so let's see if I can add in some green for the eye. And maybe even darker. I've got this super light purple going on in the hair, so maybe I can extend it using actually works. Wow, these pencils are pretty good. Big fan. Oh, like an underlayer for the hair, for the lighter colors on the bottom. That's cool. How about I bring this color in the face a little bit? Give it some shine back. I do want to bring in some more of this, cut this circle. Okay, so next up I'm gonna do the landscape. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. I did color it in a little bit, like in a funny way. There's not really a sky here. I just wanted to have like weird mountains, maybe like a lavender field. I don't really know. I think I'm just gonna mess around and try and build up some shadows and some highlights, some areas where there will be like more texture maybe. I really didn't think anything through. I feel like that's kind of like my way of doing stuff. I kind of just figure it out as I go. Sometimes because most of the time stuff like this takes me a little while, I think in the moment when I'm doing the sketches, I have this idea. And then when I've already left it for a couple of days and then I come back again, it's kind of like I'm looking at it fresh and I kind of like already have forgotten my ideas. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but that's kind of like my my method of craziness. And it's looking good so far. I'm really liking how it's crazy how completed your work looks after adding the pencil, because usually with the alcohol markers it's kind of hard to build up to like a finished looking result, I suppose. Maybe not, I don't know. Sometimes it feels that way. It feels like it needs some kind of like fine liner or like outline or just something, but I feel like I love texture, so for me adding pencil on top is like the perfect way of doing it, because with the alcohol markers I personally still kind of struggle, maybe not struggle, maybe just kind of like a little bit lazy. I feel like I might be a little bit lazy when it comes to alcohol markers. I just don't really enjoy blending and sitting down and going over the same bit with different markers all over again. So I feel like this might be the way for me to use markers, just doing like one base layer color and then going over the top with pencils. I feel like that might be the jig to do. I'm enjoying this. I like these pencils. I keep mentioning because it's already a new day, and yesterday I felt the same, and today I do too. But yeah, I am loving this. I love this texture, and I feel like for the paper that I'm using, this paper is very like textury, but I'll say this side is more texture than the back, the other side of the spread, because that's like the back of this paper, and I feel like this side is way more textured than the other one. And I actually really like the textured one, so I feel like pencils look really good on a more textured background. Maybe it wasn't the right move for the face, but I actually didn't notice the different texture until I started using the pencils on both pages. I might bring in some acrylic markers to kind of like do some flowers. Okay, I actually really enjoy that. What if I added some purple? Adding in some kind of like variations in tones and stuff. Okay, I don't hate that. I think green and purple overall look really good together, so I might just do the same thing here but with the purple. We're getting some sun today, and I feel like in the UK right now we are so lucky to get a couple of seconds of sun every day, and it's so sad. I keep banging on about it because I'm so looking forward to spring. I can't wait, because I can't wait for my garden to look nice. I feel like right now it's just looking so ugly. Everything's just brown and grey and there's no flowers. Actually that's a lie, there is flowers. We've been getting some daffodils and some snowdrops. I don't think we have any crocuses in our garden. We've got irises, so I'm excited to see those in the spring. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. How about this here? And then I might even bring this on the edges. I like it. I think that's... I like it. I like the texture and the overall feeling. The only thing that's missing is maybe some like orange. I don't know, maybe this one? I do feel like the coating for the pencils is not the same as the lead again. This does happen with a lot of pencils and markers that I've been seeing lately. I don't know if it's all of them, but a lot of them have this problem. So you just gotta keep an eye on it when you do the swatch sheet, I suppose. This one is saffron. Nah, it's pretty close, to be honest. It's probably better than some brands. Wink wink. Yeah, no hate though, no hate. I still enjoy it. But yeah, these pencils are definitely much softer. I haven't really tested out the layerability, but from what I'm seeing they're not bad at all, and Yeah, I've been having a bunch of fun with these. Maybe I should do like a Pinterest picks what I draw challenge where I like pick a color palette and then from that color palette I also then draw a bunch of stuff that shows up on my Pinterest. We'll see. It'd be fun. It'd be really fun to try that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the face like I always do. I'm gonna go in with maybe some brown shades for the face, just to start off with, just to bring in some shape to the eyes and to the nose. Okay, so my idea was I wanted to bring in like a red and like make like a red circle. I don't know what that's about, but I kind of wanted to and now I think I'm gonna go with that idea perhaps. So I'm gonna go in with one of these reds. I think that light red, so number 34. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for it. I want to create like a circle shape inside of the muzzle. Does that look like a circle? I kind of wanted it to like fit the shape of the muzzle, but now I'm not too certain about it, but I kind of like it. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I might even bring this into the nose as well. And then I think I'm just gonna do the same for the ears, this same color. I like this one. It's the closest to that vermilion shade that I was using as the marker, I think, because it's like very orangey red. It's not like straight up red and it's not orange. It's like right in between. I don't know. I've been really liking that French vermilion shade from that marker specifically. So I still want him to like fit in and match with the rest of the things that I've drawn, because the coloring that I did, the pink doesn't really match, but if I do this red over the top, I feel like it's gonna look really good as the backdrop as well for the red. It's a nice underlayer for the red. I can always darken it with a different red, which I might actually do, bringing in some like brown maybe to darken it. Okay, let's try that with the dark red. This is the darkest red. It's called carmine. Is carmine this red, this dark usually? Not too sure. Nice. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yeah, to be honest, next to that carmine, this one really does look orange, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm kind of building up the textures for the fur. Yeah, just some like fur texture, just very rough, nothing too precise, and just building on it. I'm gonna add this darker one in the background here, the back leg, not too much, just slight indents. And then the same for this one, but I need to go around the little toesies. This is also a great way to see how well these pencils layer. Okay, I kind of like it. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with the tail yet, and I think I might just like maybe do like a mixture of the colors. They layer over pretty nicely. I'm not seeing too many issues, because usually when you layer over a pencil too many times, it becomes really like waxy, if that makes sense. I'm not noticing it that much just yet, but I'm sure it will happen because most pencils do that. Some extra fur texture. I like the idea of having like soft, smooth like areas and then doing this over the top, bringing in this like extra texture. Gonna bring this darker red for the face. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't struggle layering, which is really, really nice. I love it. I think he's cute. I was really worried because I don't know why I really struggle using markers or like alcohol markers specifically on animal faces, because I just feel like I can't really do it, but this is great. I like this one. I think this one turned out nice because the additional pencil markings just make it, I don't know, way more like painterly. Does that make sense? Even with pencils and markers, it's not uniform. I really struggle with more like blending with the just alcohol markers, but I have really enjoyed using pencils over the top. I've been really drawn to this shade of green. I like this. It's called Sycamore, but I really enjoy these like chartreuse colors and like mossy type greens, as you know I've mentioned in many of my videos. But yeah, they're my favorite colors for sure. I have been really enjoying purple lately. I don't know what it is, but I've just really been loving purple. I got a new sketchbook, which I'll show you in another video. It's also purple, and yeah, I don't know why, but like the purples like these lilac colors. It's been really like nice for me. I think after doing the main bit of him, I think I have to do maybe green and brown. I might even bring in some of that brown into the top bit as well. I think I'm just gonna let the pinkish shade shine through. I kind of like how it's mixing. To be honest, pink and green really go together really well. That's another color palette that I want to explore more. I think it's beautiful. Just a very colorful guy. Colorful little guy. I don't really know what species he is. It's very much like hyena coded with like wolfish characteristics, perhaps, like the face. I mean, to be fair, the ears kind of look a bit cat-like. He's just a mixed little guy. He's got a little bit of everything in him. He is centuries old and he's just a sweet little guy. And I like to bring this lighter color in to kind of fill in the gaps. And also it kind of softens the edges of the darker green, makes it look a bit more like uniform and like finished. You know, originally when I drew him and I drew the tail kind of like going at a weird angle, I did debate giving him more than one tail, but I didn't end up doing it because I had already drawn these legs and I kind of didn't want to cover them up too much because I think they kind of look kind of cute. And yeah, but he was originally gonna have more than one tail. Maybe two, maybe three. Who knows? Maybe another mutation will have more. We'll see. I do like drawing these like weird creatures, animals. I haven't been doing that lately. Last things for this guy, I think I want to give him purple eyes. So let's do that. I think he's gonna carry on looking that way. Bring in this dark purple. Okay, here it is all finished. And I think the last thing that I need to do is add some white. I like using these Ohuhu acrylic paint pens. This one specifically because it's a small nib and it's kind of like perfect. Give it a shake. Okay, now I'm gonna give some highlights to the eyes there. A bit to the nose. I should give him some whiskers. And in this one, I can just do extra highlight area. Then for the fish, I kind of already left the highlight, but I might add in an extra one. And then also, I think I'm just gonna do some extra dots across the body as an extra bit of highlight, as well as give the cat girl some highlights. I really like doing the double dot combo. Some extra little highlights on her lips. Okay, and then for the field, I really want to add some like little shapes and little indents in the field because it's going to make it look like there's some flowers, I think. Maybe it'll look like snow. Now what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add this white around this area here as well.